What's up, guys? We are back at it again with the back testing Fridays. First one on the list is EURUSD. So let's go ahead and just clear this stuff up real quick. Let's get all this out the way. Have a clear chart. Now, again, I want to just refresh the page just to see how the market is going to present it to me, right? Because anytime you guys go on a chart, usually it comes in super zoomed in like that, right? So I want to see just how it's going to bring it to me. Okay, cool. Pretty much like this, right? Now, the thing is, we can't really see much, right? We really can't. Like, we could possibly see a shift in structure. I know some of the advanced traders are seeing this, and I do see what you are seeing, right? I do see what you are seeing, but this doesn't really tell us a whole lot, right? This can actually just be, higher time frame consolidation. You know what I'm saying? So it's best that we zoom out and look at what's going on, right? It's best that we zoom out and see what's going on there. So let's go ahead and just delete this real quick. Top down analysis. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go ahead and just delete some of this stuff right here. So let's go ahead and hop on the monthly time frame. Now you can see we are pretty much stuck in this area. Now, as we continue to look and zoom out on the monthly time frame, obviously market is definitely continuing bullish. And as of right now, the market can continue to drop down, right? Because this is our BOS of the upside. And this would technically on higher time frame be our change of character line, right? I'm gonna go to a higher monthly just so we can see it a bit better. Right. So the market can technically drop a bit lower. It has until this black line, right? Because as soon as we get a change of character, then we know we can start looking for possible swings to continue up higher, right? But again, this is the monthly time frame, so this is going to take years possibly, right? But this is just a good start, right? Because now we see that the market is bullish. So let's go ahead and drop down to the monthly. Now, in this specific area, the market is continuing down, right? Right now it's in a downtrend, but it's obviously heading down towards something, right? So let's go ahead and take a look. So automatically, guys, the first thing that I look at right away is the low, right? Where's my head, right? Anytime I'm looking for a head and shoulder play, I'm always looking for the low. Where's the lowest low point? Boom. And then we start to take off, right? It can look something like this, right? But where is my lowest low point? And it would be this one right here, right? So if we look at this, my lowest of the low is right here. We can see this is the lowest wick. So where's my previous BOS, guys? If you guys wanted to go ahead and annotate on my chart, where's my previous BOS that gave me this low? Awesome, Juan. You are correct. So when I look at this, right, this is what I'm looking at. This is my BOS at the downside. And then this would be my change of character to the upside right here. Now we can see with that as well that we got a nice breakout rally. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candle breakout rally to the upside, which gives me a starting point right here. Boom. Awesome. Now, looking at it as a head and shoulder, right, I would be looking at this because this is my previous BOS that gave me the low. So now we have two zones right on top of each other. Now we can see the market is right here, right? It's heading down towards something. So that's the something that I would be thinking the market is heading down to. Right now, let's go ahead and take a look. As the market is continuing to drop, sorry, my nose is itching. Let's go ahead and zoom in. Oh my goodness. Notice how we go ahead and break this low here. Let's just delete it all. Notice how we break and close below this low here, which gives me a break of structure to the downside, right? We get the breakout rally. Awesome. We follow that rally back up and we find that my starting point is right here. That's the last buying candle that drove price down and broke structure to the downside. Does that make sense, fam? Now, once we can identify the breakout rally that gave us the BOS, right? Let's go ahead and highlight that green candle. That's going to be my starting point. Now we can see that the market has already tapped in there. right? The market has already, let's make that red. Oh my goodness, my nose, bro. The market has already tapped into there. Awesome. That's a good sign, right? The market is looking good. It's continuing down in that bearish trend in this specific area. Now let's go ahead and we can pretty much mark up structure here because we can see it, right? So higher time frame structure will always be a bit cleaner. And as you drop down, candles will present themselves. So I can already see structure right here in this area. Now, if this is my higher high and this is my higher low, then this right here is going to be my change of character line, right? So let's go ahead and put that right there. Awesome. So now just looking off at this, guys, just to keep the market structure simple, right? We can see that I have left shoulder, neckline, head, change of character. Now, once we get this change of character right here, right, I would be looking to take some sell opportunities right into this area. This is my shoulders, right? So let's mark that up. Oops. And my stop loss would be the dominant high. All right, so let's go ahead and mark that up, make that red. That's the stop loss. Now, it definitely gave us some problems. Like we could see, right, let's drop down the weekly so we can see a bit more candles. It definitely gave us a bit of problems, right? Gave me a nice entry, gave me some profit, came right back up. But notice when it came right back up, right? Notice when it came right back up, what did the market give us? Actually, I don't even want to give you guys all the answers. Can you guys see anything specific? Right? The market did go higher. It gave us confirmation saying, yep, we do want to start heading down lower. You're right. And then look, as the market starts heading back up higher, guys, what did the market leave us? It did give us a bit of trouble. It did give us a bit of trouble. Now, look, we want to be focusing on this setup here. So as long as the market doesn't break and close above this stop loss, we can still continue to look for sells. Give me an 8 if that makes sense. Let me know. Let me know. Don't get me wrong. If you took some sells in this area, which I definitely would have too, because it gives me the structure, right? You definitely got fooled, right? The market wanted to pick your pockets. And I'm not saying it didn't give you an entry because it gave you an entry. Well, let me see. That didn't give us the break of structure there, right? If we want to be completely detailed, and we should be, right? Market gave us an entry here. Now, this is the weekly time frame, guys. So it doesn't look like that was a big drop, but that's a snipe, and that's already 165 pips. So it did give you a drop, but we were looking and expecting for the market to touch this zone and continue down and probably give us about 300 pips rather than 160, right? So from entry to this low, that's 500 pips. So that's what we were more looking for, right? But we ended up getting got, right? We got here, and that's okay. It happens sometimes, guys. Nothing we can do about it. But look, this is the big setup that we should be looking at right here. Right, the stop loss to that is right here, guys. So as long as the market does not break and close above that red line, we are good to continue to look for sales. Now, let me tell you guys, it's not always going to be easy. And trust me, this structure right here looks very, very easy to look at and identify, right? Who can see this structure right here? Who can see that structure? Maybe that's tough for you, and that's okay. Maybe you're not there yet. But can anybody see that structure? Like if we were back testing it and this is what you saw, who's thinking, okay, we got something? Give me a 6 if you're thinking, okay, we got something. And give me a 0 if you're saying, you know what, I wouldn't take that. It's okay. Maybe you should be picky, right? You should be picky. You know, I'm definitely picky. But if I see something like this, I'm saying, you know what, I'm gonna run those odds, right? Because at the end of the day, guys, the game is risk to reward and capital preservation. So as long as you don't go stupid ham and over leverage on this one setup, you're going to be fine. Okay, you take a loss like a boss, take it on the chin, dust it off, you're good. But as long as the market does not break and close above this line, we're golden to continue to look for sales. So let's go ahead and see what happened here. Let's go ahead and take a look at lower time frame. Let me see. And pretty much this right here is this is a couple of weeks, so I wouldn't say that. Okay, got it. So let's go ahead and take a look. Man, this definitely, I would have been like, oh yeah, this is the one for sure. This is the one for sure. But it didn't end up happening. Oh, let's go back up. Sorry. So as the market goes higher, guys, I'm going to leave it like this. The market goes higher. What's going to tell us on the chart, right? That the market still has potential to drop down. What tells us that the market still has potential to drop down? Does anybody see it on the chart? There is something the market does. Let's go, Juan. Juan has been studying, and you can see it. Let's go, baby. Look at this trendline liquidity. I'm saying, okay, but there's still some potential. The market's not always going to make a swing easy, guys. I promise you. If trading was easy, everybody would be doing it, right? But there's potential in this play. This is a weekly play, guys. And again, whoever got in here, 8. I promise you, whoever got in here, 8. That's over 400 pips. Somebody ate and ran off with their money. Someone came up. But you know what? We weren't looking for this drop. This is a good drop, but we weren't looking for that. We were looking for the market to continue down lower. Does that make sense, guys? Let me know if that makes sense. Because it's not always going to be easy, right? Sometimes they're going to knock you out because they know everybody's looking at this. Smart money's looking at this. Levels looking at this. People who are trading supply and demand is looking at this. Look at how, if we look at this, look at breakout rally from the top all the way down to the bottom, bro. Breakout rally. My starting point, my supply is right here in this area. It's a huge supply, but it still works. If the market does not break and close above that supply, the market can still head down, right? So everybody is looking at this to continue down, right? So it's not going to be easy, but let's see if there was anything we could have gotten into in this area. Let's go ahead and take a look. Oh, I already see it. I already see it. Now let's take a look at this. Let's make this the 4-hour time frame. Guys, look at how it entices you, and it gives you a move. It gives you the move, right? So at this point, the market has already most likely hit you break even as soon as it comes back up above that shoulder. But look at the structure that it gives you guys. Now let's go ahead and play this back. Now, if we're looking at this, we can see we have higher high, higher low, higher high, and the market just gave us a lower low. The market just changed direction. So we have BOS to the upside. We have change of character to the downside. Now, where is my head at, guys? Who wants to annotate? Where is my head? Yes, my head is up here because we're looking for sales. Now, if this was an inverted, right? If we were looking at it like this, then yes, this would be the head. But we're looking at it with sell structure because we have higher high, higher low, higher high. My head is up here with the change of character, right? So I have shoulder, left shoulder, neckline, head, change of character. Give me a 2 if that's making sense. If we're good on that. We good. We're just clarifying. We good. I know you know. All right, guys. Cool. So my stop loss is here, right? My left shoulder is here. Now, if we're doing everything that we should be, right? We're looking for sales. This is my stop loss. This is my 1-to-1, right? You guys should always be doing this. This is my 1-to-1 area. This is where I am breaking even. Or maybe if you want to take partials, you can take partials at 1-to-1. It's up to you. 1-to-2. Take partials. 1-to-3. 1-to-3. I'm out of the trade. I won this trade, right? So let's take a look. If I'm looking at this and I see this structure, I'm taking this. I'm running my odds with this, right? So let's take a look. Okay, so we got the entry. Guys, what should we do now? What should we do now? You guys tell me. We just caught the snipe. We just caught the sniper entry right here. This was my entry to sell. Market came in and rejected and shot all the way down. We should break even. Yes, Juan. Notice how, guys, it hit my break even line, right? I need to move my stop loss from the negative so I could preserve capital, right? At one point, I was risking X amount of dollars for this trade. The market came into my entry point, went my way, and whatever I was risking, I am now in profit the same. So let's say I was risking $25. I am now in profit $25. I'm going to break even. So this trade is now risk-free. Now, if the market comes back up and it ends up making its way back up somehow, right? Because the markets do what they do. If the market goes back up, well, then you lose nothing and you were preserving your capital, right? We're all good on that. Give me a 1 if that makes sense. Awesome. So now, risk-free trade, guys, right? We are now looking to take partials, or we are now looking for the next setup. Boom. What should we be doing now, guys? Let me know. Unmute. Let me know.
Take partials.
Take partials. Let's go. For those who don't know what taking partials means, what taking partials means is if you are up, let's say you're up $50, right? I risk $50. I risk $25. I am up $50. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take half of that trade out and I'm going to put $25 into my trading account and let the other 25 run, right? Does that make sense? Give me a 2 if that makes sense. I will say it again. What taking partials is, if I risked $25 and I am up $50, I'm going to take half of that or a percent of that out, a piece of that out, and I'm going to put $25 into my trading account. So now I just took $25 off the playing table and I'm going to leave $25 there to continue to possibly make more money, right? So let's go. At this point, this is a winning trade. I was able to take money out of the market and into my trading account. This is a winning trade. So even if the market doesn't hit my take profit, hey, this was a winning trade already. But let's go ahead and take a look. Ooh, okay, now check me out, guys. Check me out. Notice how it definitely didn't hit my take profit. But what gave us a sign that market was going to shift higher? Does anybody see it? Give me a second. Does anybody see it, guys? I'm gonna zoom in. Yes, Eli. I believe that's Eli. Yes. So the market gave me a BOS, right? Now, if I would have liked the market to just continue with that bearish structure, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. You know what I'm saying? But the market didn't continue down and it ended up shooting back up with aggressiveness, right? With some oomph. You know what I'm saying? It said, nah, we're not ready yet. We're not ready yet. And then it continues. And then we can see that the market was going to start heading higher. So at this point, it's a risk-free trade. If you want to hold the trade to see, you know what, the market may continue down. It may come up, and then continue down, right? We have no say. You know what I'm saying? We don't really know. But if you want to close as well and be like, you know what? I'm seeing some aggressiveness. I see the market shift. I'm seeing it shift structure. I'm going to go ahead and just close this trade and preserve as much capital and hold as much capital as possible. Right? So that's something you can also do there. You know, it all depends on what you feel comfortable with, guys. What you feel comfortable with. When you are back testing the way we're back testing now, you're gonna have to give yourself some data to follow on and be like, you know what, I don't really like when the market comes back up with aggression. I like to see myself close and hold the profit. You know, so if that's what you guys like to do, then awesome. If that's how you feel comfortable, awesome. Oh, let's actually keep that there. Now, let's go ahead and take a look. Let's let this thing run a little bit. What's it going to do? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yo, Vinny, quick question.
What's up?
So can you scroll down a little bit? Yeah. So even with all these wicks on the bottom, but you still have to change the character, that wouldn't have like any incentive to be like, oh, all right, like it may go lower.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great question. So now that when you do see stuff like that, there is still incentive for the markets to drop lower. But the thing is, like when it comes with that aggression, the market doesn't have to come for it right away. Right? We like to think that, okay, once we get this aggression up, the market's going to come for it right away. And there's going to be times where that happens, but there's also going to be times when that doesn't happen. Right? But it's still there for the future. The market knows where there's always liquidity. And so should you. Like right now, you identified that and you know there's liquidity there. So there's going to be incentive for the market to come down in the future. And we know just by looking at what happened that it did shoot higher, and then it took this stuff out, everything out. So yes, identify, and it is incentive for the market to drop lower, but it doesn't have to happen right away. Make sense, guys?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. So let's go ahead. We can delete this now. And we can just look at this setup because it's obviously going to go above, but we also know this is the higher time frame zone. Now, a lot of this, guys, is just going to be liquidity, right? When we're looking at a higher time frame, right? This is what we see, right? This is what we're looking at right here on the 4-hour time frame. But on the higher time frame, all this is going to be higher high, higher low, higher high. We're out of here. So let's take a look. I would like to say this is more liquidity. It does clear liquidity just a bit, like if we're putting it on the line, but I like to see that as equal lows as well. Okay, so look, we just swept this, right? So now let's take a look and we'll delete this. Now we know there's still incentive to drop lower because there's liquidity chilling, right? Now let's go ahead and drop to a lower time frame to see if we can go ahead and catch this trade. Because if I'm looking at the 4-hour time frame, guys, what I can see most of you guys doing, because it looks a lot clearer, is waiting for this, right? Higher high, higher high, higher low, higher high, change of character. And yes, you're right, but there's also gonna be a play inside of here sometimes. Like I call it the play inside the play, right? Anytime you see higher time frame structure given some, because higher time frame structure is usually quite wide, so it's gonna look something like this, right? But on the way up is where there's gonna be lower time frame structure. So maybe look something like this, and smaller structure is going to form. And as soon as we peak above, giving us a head, there's going to be a play. Usually, there's most of the time, I wouldn't want to say every time, but a lot of the time, there's going to be a play inside of the play, just like this. BOS, change of character, right? And then this is the higher time frame BOS right here. Does that make sense, guys? Let me know if that makes sense. So I know we're waiting for this because it's the higher time frame change of character, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, change of character. Let's continue to look for some sell opportunities, right? But I want to see if we can catch this move first. Let's catch the change of character, capitalize and cash out, and then when the market pulls back, we can look for the continuation and continue that ride again. Does that make sense, guys? Anybody have any questions about that? Give me a 1 if that makes sense and a question mark if you are confused. Right. So yeah, again.
Can you go over that again?
Yeah, I got you. Oops. So let's go ahead and break that down uno más. Right. Higher time frame structure is usually a lot bigger, right? Higher high, higher low. And then as the market creates this new high on the lower time frame, there's going to be more structure involved. So we might have a push up, and smaller structures will start to form. Smaller, higher highs will start to form. Right. And as we go ahead and we peak above this break of structure, this now becomes the head. Right. So let's just say we cleared liquidity here. Right. We cleared liquidity, but in order to get a change of character for that setup, we need it to break and close below here because this would be the higher high, higher low, higher high, change of character. Does that make sense? For the higher time frame structure, this is what we need to see in order for us to continue looking for sells. Let me know if that makes sense, guys. Or whoever asked the question, let me know.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the thing is I want to try to catch this move here. I want to try to catch this change of character, right? I want to capitalize on this change of character, right? Now, there's usually going to be a setup inside of the setup. So if we look at this, look at how we have structure here. BOS at the upside. Now, we're also waiting for this change of character. So as the market makes its way down, and we change character here, I want to see if we can go ahead and capitalize on these sell movements. I want to see if we can capitalize and catch this change of character move. My stop loss at the high, my entry. Oh, geez. Swing plays only, baby. Right, so stop loss at the high. Let's go ahead and color coordinate. As the market comes back up, we are looking to take these opportunities and capitalize so we can catch this change of character. So once we get the market down here and the market breaks and closes, we change that to change of character because that's exactly what happened. And as soon as we get that change of character, we are looking for some more sells. Does that make sense? Let me know, guys.
Yeah, you said that was a swing trade?
Yeah.
Like you catch both?
Yeah, you can catch both. Yes. And this happens on multiple time frames. I just like to catch them on the higher time frames. Because, you know, when there's swing opportunities are really, really good. I'm not really a scalper, to be honest. I'm more of intraday and swinger, right? But as I'm looking at this, if we go to the daily time frame, check this out. This is my liquidity sweep. Now, this is my change of character, higher high. This high made this low, so this is my change of character line, right? Higher high, this high right here, push the market all the way down here, and then this low pushed all the way up here, right? So that is my change of character line. Now, I want to see if we can catch this move down to here. So let's take a look. Drop to a lower time frame. Now, I can already see that we just cleared liquidity, right? And I can see small structure inside of here. I can see that. Boom, massive drop. When I see that, I'm like, okay, let's see what's going to happen. So I have my left shoulder, neckline, my head, nasty change of character, right? So I'm going to mark that up. Liquidity sweep. This would be more of a liquidity sweep, guys, because we do not have a break and close above. A break and close above would be a whole candle looking like this. A whole candle looking like that. And then the very next candle we drop, right? So that's definitely not a liquidity, a break and close above. That's a liquidity sweep. But the same rules apply. If we can peak above and then massively drop and change character, it's a head and shoulder, guys, right? So I'm looking at this, and right away I'm seeing a pretty nasty starting point. Now, if I can catch this starting point, that would be lit. That would be lit, bro. So this is it. My 1 to 3. I'm more of somebody who enters at the first touch. If you're somebody who enters at the 50%, that's where you're entering. All right, so we can go ahead and just we'll put 2 and see who catches the snipe. I personally don't care for snipes. I'm more of get in, so you're in. You know, I don't really care. That's me though. What's up?
For the stop loss, like I know you mentioned to put it at the highest point, but like how far back do you go to see like the highest point?
You can see it right here, right? If we're looking at this as my setup, right? Higher high. This is my shoulder, my neckline, my head. As soon as I see this in the change of character, this is the highest point, right? So this is my stop loss. You know, if this isn't like, if that's too much for you, the biggest suggestion I can give you is just under leverage a little bit, because that's what the market is giving me. The thing is, what I don't want to do is have something is be like, you know what, I'm only going to risk 20 pips on this setup, and you know, or let's just say I'm a 15 pip risk trader, you know, so I'm gonna risk 15 pips. Now, if that's something that you do, I recommend trying this, because this is going to save a lot of stop losses, and the market makes your stop loss, guys. Like it kind of like blows my mind when I hear someone like, oh, I'm a 15 pip pip trader or whatever the case may be, when they're trading, you know, with levels, right? It kind of, or even smart money, because it blows my mind, especially when you watch the educators, they're putting their stop losses at the high, right? So I just want to put that out there, guys. If you're telling yourself that you're going to risk an X amount of pips because it's a small stop loss, it's okay to have a wider stop loss, guys. It's okay, right? Some stop losses, don't get me wrong, some are going to be like, damn, bro, I'm going to use that as my stop loss, because let's just say, what if like this is your wick, right? I promise you, if this is your highest wick, I promise you guys, I'm not even putting my stop loss up there. You know, I'm not doing it. That's a lot. So I would have to go with a different approach, right? But the market makes your stop loss when it comes to levels and smart money, right? So yeah, if you want to put your, what's up?
Oh, I was gonna say, so it's like the highest point before the change of character. Like that's kind of
Yes,
what I'm
yes, yes,
like,
yes, yes, sir, yes, sir.
because I don't know
Because
how far back to look, like
okay,
for the
no,
highest point.
you're correct. You're correct. The highest point before that change of character.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yes, sir. But yeah, but I also wanted to put that out there because I know a lot of people are new and that's what they think. I know I thought that for sure. I'd be like, oh, I'm only going to risk 20 pips. Why are you only risking 20 pips? Well, because my homeboy told me to only risk 20 pips. You know, a lot of people they just don't know. So I just want to make that clear. But yes, it is the highest point before the change of character. Now, if you're someone who wants to put, you know, give your trade a little extra cushion, I would do something like this. I wouldn't do nothing like this. That's crazy, right? Just give it like a little bit of extra pips. And that's fine. Totally fine with me. But yeah, let's take a look. 1 to 3s. All right, let's see if this hits. We gonna see. Oh, that's too fast. Hold on. Times 10G. It's crazy. Oh, come on, my boy. That's crazy. Oh, that's 0.5. Get in there. Get in there one time. Get in there one time. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see, baby. Dang, struggling. Look at that. So look, let's just take a step back real quick. 50 percenters got the snipe. Love that. Love that for you. Let's go ahead and delete that. The 1 to 3 trader off the 50% got their dub, right? They hit their TP, which is great. But now for me, right, I have a wider stop loss, so I have to use my 1 to 1, 1 to 2 rule, right? You guys have to have good money management. This right here, guys, is money management. Let's actually go back. All right. Oops, 1 to 1. This was my break even. Right? So look, as soon as the market hit my break even, I have to move my stop loss to break even. Right? Now, where's my 1 to 2? This is my 1 to 2. The market does not get to my 1 to 2. So I would have personally taken a break even trade on this. Right? Break even trade. This person got their dub, but same rules apply. Right? 1 to 1. As soon as the market hits their 1 to 1, guys, you got to go break even. Market hits your 1 to 2, you're partially out. Market hits your 1 to 3, you just took home the dub, baby. Let's go. Whoever hit that snipe at the 50% took one home, baby. Let's go.
Yo, Vinny.
What's up?
For the part I just circled, you see how it gives you this wick right here? Would you like that's the higher high? Would you use this one since it didn't break and close, or would you stick with down right there and say that's still considered a break of structure?
That's a good question. I like to focus on what trapped the market first for me, right? I like to see when the market was first creating structure and then it made this high, this low. And yes, the market did poke above. The market was trapped inside of here, right? Made a new low, again, trapped inside of here, made a new high. So I like to just stick with this. But if you want to just stick with this as well, that's not bad. I mean, I'm not going to argue with you. I know me and Orion markup just a tad different, instead of the smart money traders. So, I wouldn't be too hard on that. But as long as it's a clean break of structure, trust that break of structure. Now, if you're looking at this, that's a clean break of structure to me. And if I'm looking at this, that is also a clean break of structure to me. Make sense?
All right, appreciate it.
Yes, sir. But now look at this, guys. If I'm looking at this, what can you guys see? Let's delete that. Do you guys see anything? Anything at all? Anything? Let's see. I am new to trading. Can you explain how you make money when the market goes down? I'm showing you. Got to be watching. This is how we do it. We are looking for sales right now. What's your name, man? Or sis? Look at guys, this is what we got. Giovanni. Oh, nice. Let's go, baby. Yeah, today is a more advanced call, bro. Sorry about that. Monday calls are going to be for you. So get with whoever invited you here. Mondays are going to be for basics, but we are looking for sales right now. We are just looking for the moves, right? So this is how we're capitalizing, right? But guys, check me out. Look at what I'm seeing here. Look at all this, bro. What would you guys consider that? What would this be right here, guys?
Trend line liquidity, bro.
Line liquidity, bro. Line liquidity.
Yes. Liquidity. So there is still a lot of incentive for the market to drop lower, right? Still incentive. We just got to wait. The market's not going to make this easy. Not going to make it easy. So let's take a look. The way I see sales is you borrow a rock for $100, and an hour later that rock is now worth 90, and you give it back. You made $10 because the value dropped. Yeah, if that's how you look at it, I mean, that's a good way to put it. You know, that's not bad at all. Now let's take a look. Let's take a look. That zone held it down. That zone held it down, guys. That was a zone that shot the market down. Now let's take a look. I don't really go down past lower than the 50 the 1 hour really on forex pairs. Oh my god, I had a brain fart on forex pairs, but let's see. 5 minute. I mean, the market still gave you an entry. If we're looking at this, right? We have the break of structure to the upside. And the thing about levels, guys, it's you could use this on every time frame for confirmation, bro. We have a shoulder right here. Shoulder. Head. That's the stop loss. Market taps in. That was the move of the whole swing. We just had to take a couple losses or break evens. Oh, let's go back to the 5 real quick, and we'll spread that thing out. Oh, I didn't even. Take a look. Take a look. If we can get this move here, which it does, obviously, that would be a 1 to 18. Now we took, I believe that was a partial trade, and then a break even if you hit the break entry, and the 50% was a dub. So depending on how you're trading, you're already up. Or we're already up. Whether you're trading both ways, you're up because of the partial from the beginning. And you haven't hit a straight stop loss yet. Now, if the market hits this low, I'll be very, very happy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, Giovanni, my boy, that is how we capitalize on sales, bro. We look at the market structure, right? The market structure right here was letting us know, hey, we do have sell structure. Higher high. This is my shoulder. Higher low. This is my neckline. We have a new high, which is my head, and then we change character. And after we change character, guys, what we really want to see is the market hold this area for a while. If we can hold this area for a while, that's a good sign. That's liquidity. That's incentive for the market to drop lower. Not only that, I mean, it was just building a ton of trendline liquidity on the way up, right? But the thing is, it ended up hitting you break even. And that happens, guys. The market is not going to make a swing easy. I promise you it's not, right? But as the market hits you break even, right? Because let's just say, I mean, this was a dub for you. Whoever entered at the 50, this was a dub. Well, this was a dub for the both of us, right? If I put my stop loss right at that stop loss, it literally hit my partial zone, and I was able to take some profit, and the market went break even, right? So I lost no money, and I just came up on the setup. But the thing is, the market technically hit my break even, and I'm out of the trade now. So what's going to happen, right? What's going to happen? I have to drop down lower to see what the structure is telling me. Is it going to drop lower, or is it going to go higher? Now, the market literally gives me the structure that I'm looking for. We just hit break even right here, right? So this is my break even. Now check me out. If the market was going to continue higher, guys, this is what I had wanted to see based off of this structure. If I am looking at this structure right here, guys, this is what I had wanted to see. Higher high, higher low, break a structure to the upside, starting point, continue up. If the market was going to go higher, that's what I had wanted to see. But because I identified my breakout and I identified my starting point, now I just have to wait for that market to change character and I could start looking for more sell opportunities. Does that make sense? So let's go ahead and take a look. The market finally gives me my change of character that I'm looking for. I have my shoulder. Now this is my setup. Now again, this is my entry. This is my stop loss, the highest wick before the change of character. Check me out. Market comes back. What does it do before though? I mean, that's a solid move. That already gave you back 1-to-1, I believe. If I scrunch this up. Oh my goodness. So market's already at a 1-to-1. Technically, this trade is now break even. Now break even, right? So risk-free trade, read all about it. Risk-free trade. I would love to see if we can attack these lows first, which is already, oh, well, I can't even check right now. Hold on. Hold on. It's already a 1-to-5, right? Already a 1-to-5. I'm just going to leave that there. But let's see if we can get that movement. Oh, yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's the movement we want, guys. When we see aggressive selling, when we're looking for sales, that's the movement we want. When we see just a little bit of movement, I'm like, okay, that's good. We should have good risk to reward and good money management at all times. At all times. But when we're looking for good movement and good opportunities and good swings, that is what we want, guys. As we go back up to the higher time frame, like I said, if we can take these lows, this was already a 1-to-12. And we already know that this played out already, which is fire. Boom. Exactly. Jesus 112, baby. Let's go. So I love that. I love that. That's fire. That's fire. Now let's close this up. Where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? All right. So now I'm looking at this. This is on the 1 hour time frame. Monday. This is Monday. Right here. This red candle is Monday. Okay, cool. Why did the market drop from here? Why did the market drop there? Let's go up to the weekly. Sometimes, guys, when something doesn't seem as clear to you because the structure is off, and sometimes, some pairs just consolidate. It is what it is. Go up a time frame. See the thing clear in a clear picture, in a clear eyes view, and then drop down and get nitty gritty. But can we see we have a break of structure to the downside? Can you identify that with your own eyes, guys? You can see we have a breakout rally here. Would you agree, guys? Let me know. Would you guys agree? Yes. Right? Where is my starting point, guys? Who wants to go ahead and circle my starting point? Go ahead. Go ahead. Anybody? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. JV, that wouldn't be our starting point just yet, because technically this would be the change of character, and we haven't gotten that breakout yet. On a lower time frame, possibly, but not on this time frame. Our only starting point in this area would be this. If you can delete those circles, bro, that would be great. Thank you, sir. Now let's go down to a lower time frame to see if we can go down to the nitty gritty. Now I'm looking at this, right? The only starting point in this area, let me see. Appreciate you, Tio. Thanks for hopping on, bro. Have a good night. The only starting point in this area, guys, is right here, right? So I'm just going to leave that there as my daily starting point or my weekly starting point. And my daily starting point is right here. Now my stop loss of that, this area. Whoo, boy, that almost hits your stop loss. Wow, but it didn't. So you're good. But I can see spread couldn't, because look at this is spread, guys. This is spread, right? Whoever doesn't know about spread, you're going to thank me after this. You see these two lines? The market is closed right now, so these two lines are stuck. You see those two lines right there? That's spread, right? If you're looking at a pair and the spread is looking like this, guys, right? If spread's looking like this, yeah, you don't want to trade that shit. Right? You don't want to trade that. Yeah, me too, bro. Trust me. I know if my boy Gonzalo was still on here, he learned about spread the hard way too. He was trading something like I think it was like EURCAD or EURCHF, and spread was like 85 pips, bro. And he was in profit, right? Like the chart that he was looking at looked like this. It looked like this. He sniped it and the market went down, but he was still in negative. That's how bad the spread was, right? So if you're looking at spread and it's like that, bro, there's other things you can trade. Is a spread fixed rate or does it change? It changes, especially with unregulated brokers or with every broker really. There's usually spread spikes. A lot of brokers should have that information on their website, and if they don't, I mean, just don't trade that. Just don't trade with them. EURUSD spread is 6,370. Yeah, don't trade EURSR. Like don't trade it. You guys are tripping. But yeah, this is spread, guys, right? So look, check me out. If I put a box here, this is the width of spread, correct? Now, if I pull this up here, right? If I pull this up here, does spread go above my stop loss? Yes or no?
Like completely or just the first line?
The box, right? So just the top of the box. Right, this right here. Is the top of the box above this red line?
Yeah.
Yes, right? So that means spread took your ass out and it hit your stop loss. That's the only thing, bro. Spread will not put you in, because the thing about spread is to hit your stop loss, right? It only needs the top line. But to put you into an entry, it needs the bottom line. Like, let me see. Let me see if that makes what. Let me see if I can show you guys. And then we can end it with this. This call was pretty informational with the structure and everything. I don't want to overload you guys. But let's look at it like this on a lower time frame. Let's go to 1 hour. It will change this because this is bugging me. I always have my shoulders red, so I don't know, just bug me. Oh, it's not showing spread for some reason. All right, well, let's just go back. I got you. Don't even trip. Don't even trip. So look, spread, right? When it's on its way, let's say you have a setup right here. Let's say you have a setup right here. Huge stop loss. It is what it is, right? Now, I need a candle. Let me make a candle. Give me a second. Make this green all the way. All right. Now spread. Right? There's two lines. There's the top line where the wick is, or the top of the candle is, right? And then there's a bottom line that's usually more into the body, and it's something that looks like this, but a little bit like this, right? So as the market goes higher, right, obviously the wicks go higher. But let's just say the market's right here, right? And let's say spread. Let's say the market goes in and spread, the first piece of spread. Let's move this out the way so you can actually see a little bit. The first piece of the spread is in your zone. It's above your entry. But the second piece of spread didn't cross. So let's just say the market goes a bit higher. And now, so does spread, right? Oops. So does spread. Top of the spread is up here. And now the second half of spread is right here. So now because spread is now above your entry, it now puts you in. Does that make sense, guys? Let me know if that makes sense. I know that could be a little bit difficult. But look, when spread doesn't go above your entry, and you can have something that looks like this, gave you a full-on snipe. Has that ever happened to anybody? You caught the snipe of your life. Not even one wick drawdown, bro. And it takes off and it doesn't put you in. Has that ever happened to anybody? Whether it was your trade or an educator's trade. Sniper problems, bro. Sniper problems. Right, bro? I got mad because gold didn't hit my pending because of spread. Exactly. Spread. Pay attention. This happens. Not yet. Julius, I hope it does not happen to you, my boy. Right? But it happens to everybody. It is what it is. Like Juan said, sniper problems. You're just too fucking good. You know? It's too good, my guy. Yes, exactly. Since then, you have to compensate. Exactly. So look, guys, this is what happens, right? The top of the line of spread will be above your entry, but because the bottom line has not crossed your entry, it will not put you in. But as soon, for some reason, guys, this is what pisses my ass off. When spread, let's put this thing up here. Right, let's go ahead and put this up here as well. We'll make this a Diddy candle. Right, when spread is right near your stop loss, right? All it takes is the top of the spread to hit your stop loss just by a point, just by a little tick, right? That's all it takes. Where'd my thing go? That's all it takes, right? And you're out of the trade. Just one little tick. Even though the bottom piece of spread didn't cross, you're still out of the trade. Does that make sense, guys? Let me know. Give me a 5 if that makes sense, and give me a question mark if you are confused. Yes, the house will always win, so you have to compensate for spread. How do you compensate for spread? Guys, I'm giving you gems right now. I promise you. Take notes or remember this. Watch the recording. How do you compensate for spread? Well, one, you got to box up the spread that you can see and add that to your stop loss. So boom, that spread, my new stop loss is here. Does that make sense? So then my setup is looking something like this with my stop loss just a bit higher. So when the market does hit that high, I'm still saved by the spreads gap. Yes, add the spread to the calculations. Yes, JV. Yes, sir. Does that make sense, guys? So that's for the stop loss, right? You add spread to the stop loss so you can save yourself during some trades that want to, you know, be assholes and pickpockets. But for the entries, you got to work it the same way, guys. You got to work it the same way, right? If this is, oh my goodness. Come on, guy. All right. Give me a second. Okay. So if that's your spread, right? The top of the line has already crossed your entry. But look at this. If this is spread, I want to account for that as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my entry just a bit below my entry, my original entry. So when I have sniper problems and I have something that looks like this, but the bottom piece of spread finally crossed over my entry point, I will now be put into that trade. Does that make sense, guys? Does that make sense? Let me know. Give me a 1 if that makes sense. Give me a question mark if you're stuck.
Vinny.
What's up?
Also, I wanted to say like, just be careful if y'all guys get into like a wider spread pair, just because like that top line will still be basically in your entry and in the negative, while that bottom line kind of looks like it's like pushing into profit.
Yeah.
So just be careful with that, because I've had that happen, and like I put it at break even too soon and it just closed me up.
Yes, correct. You also have to be aware of that as well. That's a great point, Austin. That's why for me, guys, if it's widespread, just don't mess with it. Like there are other things to trade. The widespread gives a lot of people problems. I mean, it's widespread. I mean, there are other things to trade, guys. In my opinion, I don't really mess with anything above like 15 spread, and that's just because some spread is kind of nasty. But if you're seeing spread like in the 20s, or I mean, I don't even know, but like 40. I know some crypto. Let me go to my freaking trade locker for my live real quick. I have a lot of crypto that you can trade on the live. But the thing is the spread. Let me see. Let me just go to the cryptos. The spread is just nasty. Like ADA USD is 1,210, bro. Like that's disgusting. BAT USD is 1,512. Disgusting. AVA USD is 22. That's not bad, right? Dot USD is 18,000 spread, bro. Disgusting. Stay away. I don't know what this is, but it's IOTA USD. Don't know what crypto that is, but that's 12 spread, 12-point spread, right? So you guys can see this stuff, whether you're on Owanda, FX Sway, you guys can see the spread, and you can also add the lines, right? You guys can also add the lines to your chart, so you guys can see that. All right, let's take a look at Austin's charts real quick, and then we'll go ahead and get out of here. Gas, natural gas. Let's go take a look. What is this? NG1 exclamation point. How do I add NG1? Oh. I think it's just this one, right? I think it's this one.
The NYMEX, yeah.
Take a look. Take a look. Oh, that's looking disgusting. Pretty disgusting. All right, well, weekly. The weekly has already changed character. This is ugly structure, but this would be the change of character here. Go to the daily. Yeah, it's pretty ugly. But look, shoulder, guys, this is my last BOS, right? BOS, this is my left shoulder. I'll be looking to take some sell opportunities here. And as we look at this, even on this time from the daily, right? Notice how we have gaps. But guys, where is my last buying candle before this change of character? Because the change of character did happen. I'll just put that there. Anybody see? Sometimes these charts will confuse you, and it's meant to confuse you. Does anybody want to give a shot at where my starting point is? Yes, sir. Notice, guys, there's a lot of gaps, but when I see gaps, I just think of these as red candles.
If it also makes it easier, I like to look at the line chart. The line chart
Correct.
does make it a little bit easier.
Correct. Right? You see gaps, think of it as red candles, and what Austin just said, you could change it to the lines, and you can easily see, we did break structure. So that is a good tip. I like that tip as well. So this is some pretty solid sell area right here, sell zone. Now let's drop down on the 4 hour. What is this on the 4 hour? Okay. This is the same area you got? No, yours is just a bit lower. So his is this area here, which is not a bad area, right? But again, know that this is the closest sell zone, and you have higher sell zones right up here. So you may even get a reaction, right? You may get a reaction, puts you in profit. But if we don't break structure to the downside and we hold this and start creating equal lows and liquidity, the market may push a bit higher and then attack these later. Just a heads up. But I do like sell opportunities with this structure for sure. Everything just looks like trendline liquidity, like it just looks disgusting, fucking disgusting. Like there's a lot of incentive to drop lower.
And it does like to leave those gaps up top, so it has a reason to come back up and fill it in.
It's just disgusting, bro. Like, so yeah, there is a lot of incentive to drop lower. So the market may not even come up here, right? There's a large imbalance. I've never traded natural gas futures, so there's a lot of imbalance. So if the market does make its way inside, just look at the structure, and if we can go ahead and clear with the clear BOS and then change character, the market may be ready to go, and we'll head down now. So just keep that in mind, Austin. He sent in another. What is this? Ethereum. I do like that. I mean, just looking at that stuff, that looks super clean, actually. Crypto.
It's a sell setup on the 15.
Okay, got you. Is that up here? Has to be, right? Oh, no. Okay. Okay, zoom out real quick. All right, so it looks like we had just tapped into a possible buy not too long ago. And the market is giving it a little bit trouble, so we could possibly head a bit lower. Since this is technically the BOS to the downside, and this was our change of character. Technically, we're still good, right? This is my shoulder. We're just in drawdown right now. That happens, right? Everybody's looking for swings on crypto. Guys, swings are not going to be easy to catch, right? They're going to give you some problems. But technically, this setup is still good as long as it does not break and close below this. So let's drop down lower. So I'm looking at this here, right? Market created liquidity. Market swept it. So now I'm looking for the market to actually change character and continue up higher. If the market's truly ready, right? This is my left shoulder, neckline, head, change of character. Let's go. Let's go. And the thing about cryptos is they have funky head and shoulders that they'll leave equal lows and trendline liquidity and just take off and just leave that there. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Now let's go ahead and take a look. This obviously 15-minute, it is a scalp, so it's not a long-term position. And I also see a possible buy right here in this area. Now let's drop down to 15. Where's your buy at? What? Ethereum USD? Where is that at? Okay, let's go. Hold on. Let's take a look at this real quick and then we will head out. Ethereum. I wonder why it looks different on mine. Ethereum USDT. Oh, it's because it's USDT. That's why I think. I mean, that shouldn't make too big of a difference, I thought, but I guess it does. Ethereum USDT. I mean, it looks the same. 15-minute. Am I tripping? Okay, this is the 15-minute. Let's go to mine. Okay, mine does look different. Oh, bruh. I was tripping. I was like, bro, I'm tripping. Okay. Cool. I see that. Now, where are we at? Again, 1 hour time frame. Reduce my starting point. Now, the thing is if we're really going to be going up, these sales aren't as likely. Especially if we continue down. Like at this point right here, since we're stuck between a sell and a buy, I would want the sell now rather than later. So if like the market comes way down here, right, and like rejects us off this buy zone and then continues up, I'm most likely looking to continue this buy, right? But if we stay in this area and like roam for a little bit and make its way back up, and we get this sell before the buy, I wouldn't mind taking a look at that because I know that, you know, there are some good buy zones down here. If that makes sense, Austin. So just be careful of that, bro. I mean, unless you're really like adamant and you've been trading Ethereum for a minute and you're like, no, the market's going to continue down. I have a good feeling. Then trust your gut. But for me, I'm kind of just waiting for it to do its thing since it kind of bounced off of my buy zone. And again,
No, I see what you're saying.
it can still go down. Like it definitely can. It does have potential. It obviously didn't just go inside. It just sniper problems, baby. Sniper problems, you know. But as soon as we
But
got
the
this
market
as well,
is squeezing right now.
yeah, exactly. It's just chilling right here in this area. So just be safe. I would do nothing big until we get something confident. You know, especially like you're looking for sales in this area, right? But as soon as the market disrespects, you know what's going to happen. We're no longer looking for sales. We're looking for buys. You know, so if we get something that looks like that, we got to stop looking for sales and start looking for some buys and take those up. You know, so just keep that in mind. But I do see that, and that's very, very clean. So again, I would like to see if the market could stay here, make its way up, so we can go ahead and catch that, and then see if we can catch something that looks like this, send that back up. You know, so yeah. Hopefully that helped you out, bro. Keep sending in charts, bro. Now look at this spread, guys. This is some pretty decent spread, right? Obviously, this is Bifinex, but that's not too bad. You know, what's USDZAR at right now? I'm just curious. USDZAR. Let's not look at it on the crypto. Let's see. USDZAR. Oh, snap. All right.
Good thing I only trade the euros are not you.
Guys, do you guys see the spread? Some of you guys can be like, nah, I don't see it. Can you guys see it? Why so big? I don't know, bro. This is the spread. Ethereum spread was like this. USDZAR's spread is like this. Nothing special. It's just, it's an exotic. People like trading it, but that spread is disgusting. A lot of people like the structure, though. I could see why. Structure is fairly clean, but spread is disgusting, bro. So, yeah, you're good. You're good, guys. But with that being said, fam, do you guys have any questions before we end the night? Let me know. Yeah, spread's disgusting, bro. I mean, lower the better. Lower the better. Any questions before we get out of here, fam? Any questions at all? I know we said over 20 minutes extra, but it is what it is, man. We are good. Awesome, guys. Awesome. Guys, I appreciate you guys for hopping on. 33 of you guys stayed. I hope 33 of you guys got the value that you guys were looking for. Always ask your questions. You guys can see we have a couple of vets that feel very comfortable asking questions, unmuting, sending in charts. And if you're new, it's okay to be a little bit nervous, a little bit shy, but we're going to have to break out of that shell and start sending in charts so we can start feeling comfortable in this space, right? The only way we can feel comfortable is if we allow ourselves to ask these questions and send in these charts. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you guys for hopping on, especially from Mexico. I know a lot of you guys have tapped in on this call, so I appreciate you guys for hopping on. We're gonna have Miguel translate very, very soon. We'll make that happen for you. You know, I've been talking to the boy. We're gonna make that happen. So Miguel, if you're on here, bro, we're gonna have to have a translator one time. You know, but I appreciate you guys. You guys have a great weekend. Make sure you guys do your studying, and I will see you guys on Monday. Peace out, guys. Yes, sir. You guys have a good one. Have a good one, Chris.